Hey, good day, good afternoon now in the East Coast, Knicks Nation. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field along with the first responders every day trying to save lives, including today. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean. Those that make deliveries of things like mail and people, along with food and water for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, people that are also victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, sex slavery, double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and the perverts that create these industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless, nearly 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens living in cars, living in vans, living on the streets, living in parks. United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Welcome to all the brethren, the Knicks Nation brethren, Josh Snyder, superstar, my brother, Organic Fanatics. Yeah, man, we are. It's funny. I went to Minnesota, and my grandson bought his second car. He bought his first new car, but he showed me his old car, and he had YURR on the license plates. He had one of my personalized license plates. That's the thing now. So anyway, we had a good time, and I hope you guys again enjoying. Welcome Jabroni Z, Craig Weston, Miss Margaret Edwards. What's up? Aaron Spalding, Ron Cohen, Miss Stevenson. How you doing? Bostino, sorry, Michael Drake, Malik Shabazz, Grand Rising to UV Spec, Russell AC, Samuel Rios. What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's enjoying. The only DM Dawson. Welcome, all of you. I hope again you're enjoying, and I hope you're enjoying this Olympics as much as I am. The COVID kind of messed everything up for me anyway. So it was all kind of after 2016. It's kind of been all messed up, but now everything back online, everything rolling. I'm enjoying this Olympics, man. I'm enjoying all of the sports that I missed, like the gymnastics, the track and field, both the men's and the women's, the boxing. I was just watching boxing for here. The swimming last night, I was watching the swimming. Ledecky out there doing business. It was all good. So I'm really enjoying this afternoon. After I finish here, I'm going to go watch the women's high jump. Oh, it's men's high jump. I think it's women's high jump. Women's high jump. And then I don't really get into Olympic basketball. That's, that for me, I guess I don't really get into Olympic basketball, neither the men's or the women. I don't get into women's pro or Olympic. I don't usually get into women's a little bit of college ball, but not really into women's ball and not really into Olympic ball. I just hope when our guys are playing for the Knicks, they don't get hurt. And since they ain't playing, I ain't worried about it, but that's just me. But I get into women's gymnastics. Girlfriends are killing it. I get into men's gymnastics, women's track and field. I was watching Sha'Carri last night, and homegirl from St. Lucia, I was watching her University of Texas. I like track and field. I was watching her University of Texas. Alfred is her name. Beautiful girl too. Dang, there's some sisters out there in the Chelsea Sarab, Monica McNutt School of Chocolate Candy, baby. And I was like, whoa, okay, we're doing all right. But, this is going to be fun to watch. And then, like I said, there is a beauty and a grace to watch. Like, for example, I was watching Ledecky do the 800-meter freestyle last night. And Ledecky is not, something that I would be looking at as, a beautiful woman. But when she's in the pool and she's swimming, it's beautiful, and I like watching that. It's beautiful. When she's in the pool and she's swimming, it's like watching somebody it's watching a mermaid do the thing, man. So stuff like that. That's what I like about women's sports. That's the beauty of it to me. There's a grace as well as an inherent beauty and art in how they do their business in their particular field. Of course, Jordan Childs, I could watch that child on the floor all day. She really do well, man. So yeah, it's there's a lot, and of course we know Simone Biles, but my favorite is Childs. I like watching her on the floor It's amazing how she does that business and how she lands. Man, I'm enjoying the Olympics. I am. I'm enjoying watching. I watched the replays on YouTube. I watch it on the got it on TV. Right now, I was watching some boxing. So that's all fun. But let's talk about the Knicks. Right now, we just finished the last pretty significant week for the Knicks, and I want to talk about the lineup and the expectations going forward in a minute. But before we do that, I wanted to discuss Randle. I think there was too much emphasis placed on the August 3rd thing, as if something was going to happen on August 3rd. I was looking at it like I looked at, if you were Julius Randle, right? If you were Julius Randle, and I'm talking about financially. If you were financially Julius Randle. So right now, Julius is still on a 4-year, $117 million deal that he signed. I think this is the 3rd year of it. And then before that, we know he was on a 3-year, $63 million deal when he came over from the Pelicans as a free agent. He came to the Knicks on a 3-year, $63 million deal. And then he signed a $117 million deal after that. So I'm not sure if that 3rd year was a player option or a team option for the Knicks, but I don't think I think he signed the new deal before he actually finished the $63 million deal. I think he signed a new deal. So he has probably, between what he made in New Orleans in the 2 years of the mid-level exception, what he made as a rookie, and what he made in the Knicks' first deal, and now he's probably earned somewhere, or he will earn somewhere in the $170, $180 million range. Now, in the pros, you just take off 50% of the money for taxes right off the bat. So if, let's say, he made 180 million, he's now making 90 million. And then, he's got to buy his mama a house. He's got relatives. He got things he wants to buy. He gets all that out of his system and he buys all that stuff. That happens generally in the first, maybe the rookie deal and then the second deal. So his first bag was like the $63 million he got from the Knicks. And then there's this next bag he got. So he's got a couple of bags already. So if you're Julius Randle right now, you're sitting at going on 30 years old. This November, you're going to be 30. You're coming off an injury. But you probably have, once you invest the money and you get the interest off the investments, you probably have a good 80, $90 million already. That you probably invested a good 60, 70, and now with the interest you've made and everything, you're sitting on about 80 or $90 million. So you got you and your wife is there, you got your 2 kids, and so you're set, your wife is set, your parents are set, her parents are set, your children are set, any children they have are set, right? So you're not worried about generational wealth. You got that. So now, if you want to, you can afford to wait and see what happens this season. Because if you have another all NBA level year, which is quite possible, and you have another all-star year, which is quite possible, now you're talking huge money next summer on an extension, okay? And the Knicks will give it to you. So it behooves him to not be in a rush, which is why Ian Begley said the Knicks are not in a rush and Julius Randle is not in a rush to get a deal done now. I can understand if he did just to get it out the way, but I can understand if he wanted to wait because he can afford to wait. This ain't his first bag, okay? This ain't his first bag. So now, if it was you, you're sitting there, you're 29 years old, going into 30, coming off an injury year, but you're coming now healthy. You got things to prove. You got a team that you've never been on such a team as this team that you got now. And so you can wait. Let's say he wrecks his knee and he's ruined for his career this year. Well, he's still sitting on 80 or $90 million, so it ain't going to kill him. And he's still got the last couple of years of this deal left. Last year or two of this deal that he's going to get paid $30 million a year. So, he can afford, I guess what I'm saying is, to take the financial risk of waiting. See, he could afford to do that. Like Brunson, this is his first. Well, He just got $100 million deal, so he got a bag already also. But the $156 million, take that money and run. So now you got $250 million coming to you, total. So, and Brunson, obviously, if you listen to Brunson talk, if you know anything at all about his background, his father also and his parents, he is a very smart kid, so he's set, done. All that leaving on the table don't mean nothing because he's done. Okay, he got his money. So Juju got his too, and he's getting ready to get more. The likelihood is he's an indestructible type dude. So even though he is getting older, it's gonna be on. He's gonna get his money. He got money, and he's gonna get it. So might as well wait, and get it next year. Like I said, he could take it right now, get it out the way if he wanted to. But why do that? You could take your time. You could wait. And the likelihood is this is going to be a big year for the Knicks. And let's go into that for a minute. Now they just wrapped up Precious Achiuwa. Okay, they just wrapped up Precious Achiuwa. And so now you got your 9-man rotation is set. There's no, see, people try to make speculation just to get clicks or because of their imagination, what they want, instead of looking at what it is. The Knicks rotation is set. If you know anything about Tom Thibodeau, anything about the Knicks, their rotation is set. Okay, so they got their 9-man rotation. They got their 10th and 11th guys in Payne, Cameron Payne, and Jericho Sims. So they're ready. That's it. We're set. Everybody was tripping over this OKK dude, and I don't know why. Like, only thing he could do is either get a G League contract or take the place of Jacob, and I'm not having to take the place of Jacob myself. I want Jacob there in that 15-man roster. So, OKK, okay, whatever, So that's where I'm looking at it. I'm always looking to defend our players first. I got a number of comments where whatever makes the Knicks better, I don't care. That's BS. That means you don't care about the players. That means you really don't. That means if you whoever makes the Knicks better, that's in your opinion. So in your opinion, if Julius Randle make the Knicks better, you ready to get rid of him? Are you ready to get rid of Deuce? Are you ready to get rid of Mitch Rob? See, those are the type of dudes I don't need on my channel. Y'all can keep stepping under the guise of I want whoever makes us better bullcrap. I want Jericho to get his shot. I want Jacob to get his shot. They earned it, in my view. Okay. Now, they slack off and coming out of shape. Yeah, they deserve to get their position taken because they showed they don't care. But in the case of these guys that we got right here, if you playing for New York, if you playing for Tom Thibodeau, one thing you can know for sure. If you're on the team, it means you care. It means you care. If you're on the team, you care. And you're going to show up in the best shape that you can, and you're going to be ready to go 48 minutes if you care. Because Tom Thibodeau don't have nobody that takes plays off. Nobody. We were all, including myself, upset at Julius Randle because prior to Tom Thibodeau, we could see him take plays off, particularly on the defensive end. We could see it. It drove me crazy. And I was ready to trade. I would like them to get traded after that first year with the Knicks. Get out of here. I was like, get out of here. But Tibbs changed everything. Tibbs changed everything. So now, with everybody on this team, everybody cares. Nobody takes plays off. Nobody. If you take plays off, you will not only not play, you won't be on the roster. That's the way Tibbs is. So if you're going to be a guy that take a play off, you won't be playing. And you won't long be on the roster. They're going to cut you. So Jacob Toppin at the end of the bench, Jalen Brunson, your MVP, and everybody in between, they all care. They're all going to give their all. They're never taking plays off. They're all ready to fight 48 minutes, 82 games. All of them. We ain't had that. New York, we ain't had that in a minute. I couldn't say that about Emmanuel Mudiay. I couldn't say that about Jose Calderon. Y'all hear me? You feeling it? So nah. We ready. So now I've had some of y'all, and I love y'all, man. Some of y'all get so hyped. We win in 60 games. We win in 66 games. Some of y'all get hyped. Let's break it down a little bit realistic, okay? I say 55 plus, and if they get 60, that'd be good. Because you got to be realistic. Come on now. You and I, we know Mitch Rob's going to miss some games. Mitch Rob's going to miss some games. right? We hope, like somebody says, shoot, if all he misses 20 games, that's a very successful season. I agree. Mitch Rob been playing like 50 games a year. That's a 30-game average of missing games. So if he misses only 20 games and we get 62 games out of him, hell, and plus the playoffs, we in good shape. Okay? But you got to understand he's going to miss games. And listen, OG's going to miss games. OG is going to miss games. OG's a 60-game-a-year player. Now listen, with me saying all this, I'm still telling you they could win the chip. But let's be realistic about how many games these guys are actually going to play. If we could get 60, which is his average, out of OG, we good. We good. Okay? If we can get 60 out of OG, we really good. If we can get 60 out of Mitch, tremendous. Tremendous. Okay? Tremendous. That'd be really good. Okay? And we could still win the chip. We got all of them for the playoffs. We still win the chip. But see, to win 65 games, you got to have everybody on all cylinders for 82 games. You understand? That's right. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a grind. And listen, do you know that Tom Thibodeau teams always start slow? You know that, right? Come on now. See, everybody forgets history and they want their little fantasy to take place, right? But look here. You know, and I know, Tom Thibodeau teams take 30 games at least to get rolling, right? Generally speaking. I mean, right? I mean, is that right? They usually 30, 40 games. And usually about game 20, 25, everybody's calling for Tibbs to get fired, right? Oh, we need to get rid of Tibbs. That's an annual event, right? It's an annual event. So Tibbs teams start slower. In fact, as I've been saying for the past 4 years, most defensive teams start slower. The Miami Heats of the world, they start slower, and then after the trade deadline, generally they pick up speed. They pick up steam because what you really want, Knicks Nation, is you want to be playing your best ball in May, in June. That's really what you want. You want to be playing your best ball in May and June. Okay, and generally your Tibbs coach teams, your Eric Spoelstra coach teams, those type of guys, that's what happens. They play. See, Philly's problem is they play their best ball in December. That's Philadelphia's problem. Joel Embiid and them, they sprint out like the rabbit, but they can't finish. See, you can sprint out like the rabbit, but the tortoise wins the race. You got to play your best ball in May and June, not in December. Okay. Now, that in mind, this year may be a little different. It might be. And this is why. Y'all recall, we picked up OG Anunoby during the trade season, right? And they went 14-2, right? It was 12-2, I think, with him and Randle. It was 14-2 overall. Some crazy number like that. There was no honeymoon. Like, there was no breaking in period. There was no, like, getting used to each other period. OG came in here and fit right in. I mean, he went into RJ's slot and they just took off, man. Right? So it's possible, right, that's going to happen again, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. No, Brian, both sides of the ball are not equally important, and you're ignoring history and you're ignoring what we see every single season. The teams that get stops win. The teams that can score don't. You got to get stops. Equally important BS. No, it's not equally important. This is the freaking league. This ain't college, Negro. This is the league. College, you could outscore people and win. Oh, yeah. College. High school, you could do it. This is the league, man. Equally important BS. Stupid. No. Stop being stupid. Anyway, you need defense to win chips in the league, bro. Better come correct. Anyway, so this year might be different because OG ain't need no honeymoon period. Now, what we should expect based on history. The two guys in the starting lineup that are used to being the guys used to being the guys in that they get the most shots and the most touches is Randle and Brunson. Okay. Those are the two guys that are used to being the guys, right? So OG, McCall Bridges, and of course Mitch Roberts, none of them are used to being the first option. McCall was the first option in Brooklyn, but that was an anomaly. When you go back to his days at Villanova with Brunson and with Hart and with DiVincenzo, he wasn't the first option. And of course, in Phoenix, when he became all defensive team, he was not the first or the second option. So he's very comfortable not being the primary option. So you can expect Randle and Brunson to have the most touches. That's going to be expected, right? That's what, you can expect that because that's the way it's been. Tom Thibodeau loves those two guys above everybody else. Those are his two chilling, Brunson and Randle. So they're going to get the most touches. Brunson is going to be the primary. Okay, he's going to have the ball in his hand. The offense is going to be initiated with him. Good 70% of the time. Sometimes it's initiated with Juju. When he gets the ball, as y'all know, he'll get the ball at foul line extended, and he'll initiate the offense at times also. So that's going to happen. The good thing about Juju is that what he showed when they got OG is that he didn't all of a sudden become selfish. He wasn't talking about how many touches or even worried about how many touches he was getting. He became Team Randle, and he became an assist guy. That was already happening under Tibbs. He became more of an assist guy, but he became even more. So now with OG and McCall praying. Now with Mitch Rob, again, based on the history, don't expect all of a sudden Mitch Rob's going to be shooting threes. But Mitch Rob's got to be able to run, and that's been the big thing with him. He's got his, and he's going to be in shape. I'm very confident he's going to be in shape. He's got to be able to run. He always called it being on a treadmill because he was mad not getting the basketball, and he's got to be able to do that. Period. That's what he's out there for. He's got to be able to run. He's got to be able to protect the rim. He's got to be able to block shots, and he's going to do that. Okay, we have seen Mitch Rob break out a little bit of off the dribble stuff. Y'all remember, right? A couple of times he faked the handoff on the weave and went to the basket and flushed it. A couple of times he did that. He's been doing that last couple of seasons a little bit, So we might see a little bit more of that. And that's cool. But basically his job is to run. He got to run. He's got to beat the opposing center down the floor, get back on defense. He's got to run down the floor to try to get lobs. And he's got to protect the rim, and that's his job, and get the offensive glass because he's the best in the NBA at doing that. He's got to continue to do that, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not worried about him. That's right, Michael. I'm not worried about him being in shape, and that's the most important thing with him. He's got to be in shape, and I'm not worried about it. That 1 year he was heavy, it was because, you recall, he broke his foot, and he couldn't work out running and stuff the way he wanted to that year. And he came in real big, and it affected his game. But so I mean, he's gonna be ready. So I'm not worried about that. So Juju and Brunson gonna get the majority of the touches. They are. But one change, and it's gonna be a slight change, and I mean slight, that I expect. Because of how stacked this 9-man rotation is, I expect a slight, and I'm not meaning major, slight decrease in minutes for Brunson and Juju. And I mean like slight. Like I'm looking at them to average about 32 minutes a game as opposed to 35 or 36, something like that. I'm not looking for them to play 40-minute games when you got a team like this. And both of those guys are smart enough to understand that. This is not on Tibbs. Tibbs lets Brunson and Juju decide how long they're going to play. Many people don't understand that. It's not Tibbs demanding that they play 40 minutes. These guys want to play. And if they need a blow, they'll tell Tibbs they need a blow. So if we can get about 32 minutes from each of those guys, I think we'll be a better team. That's what I'm thinking, because you're going to get more from the rest of the 9-man rotation because you got a lot of talent out there. Devo just broke the Knicks record for 3-pointers, and he plays defense. So, that's going to be, I think, you can get more out of what you got there. And those guys, Deuce, Devo, they're going to all be at another level this year. See, the thing about Devo is that he's in his prime right now. And homie is a bad boy, man. Devo is a bad boy. I mean, period. And Deuce is not in his prime yet, but he's going to be, that means he's going to be better next year than he was last year. And so, and then of course, Josh Hart is in his prime right now. So this is going to be amazing. It's really going to be amazing. So I'm expecting, like I said, if we can get 55 plus, when I mean plus, it could be anything above 55. 55 is my floor for the Knicks this year, and I like. It's a possibility they don't even need the honeymoon period because of what we saw in January. But again, I'm not going to expect that. You understand? I'm not going to expect that. If we expect that, we'll be disappointed. And that's what I'm trying to temper some of the people coming at me talking about 65 wins, 67 wins. Because then if the Knicks don't do it, you'll blame them for your false prediction. Don't blame them for what your overly rosy prediction. Okay. It's like somebody said the other day, why, they could have given them Grinds for OG instead of giving them RJ. I said, so you're saying what they could have given and you had no idea what Toronto was asking. See, that's the stupidness I'm talking about. How you going to tell me what you think the Knicks could have gave them? You're not in the negotiations. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff. People make stupid comments and things, assumptions, and then blame the Knicks when their assumptions don't come to pass. That's what I'm saying to y'all talking 65 and 67 wins. Don't be disappointed if they win 55 or if they win 56. Don't say it's a disappointing season just because you thought it was 67. Right, exactly, or that kind of thing I'm talking about. You see, so people set expectations, and when those expectations aren't met, they're saying it's the Knicks' fault, and the Knicks are disappointed. No, it's your fault. You shouldn't have made those expectations. See, okay. Or somebody said, "Oh, the Knicks gonna walk through the East easy," and I was like, "Wait, this is the league. Ain't nobody walking through anybody easy." And not only that, brethren, this is not only the league, which means this is the toughest place to play basketball on earth, the NBA. It's the toughest place to play basketball. And you have the greatest players, the most talent, the smartest players on earth playing in this league, right? And so, and not only that, right now, if you guys have been around NBA basketball, I mean, seriously following it for at least, let's say 15, 20 years, right? Have you noticed that the parity is at an all-time high? The parity is at an all-time high, right? It's like, in other words, the teams are so evenly matched. There's very few teams that pop out ahead of everybody. And despite, I know everybody wants the NBA 2K and they look at PG-13. Oh, Philly's got to be the top dog. No, it don't work like that. You got to actually grind. We all thought Clippers were going to go to the chip too because they got Kawhi Leonard and PG-13. Well, they tried that for several seasons. Have they ever been to the chip? Have they ever even been to the conference finals? No. Because you play the game on the court, not on NBA 2K. Okay? So this is the thing. There's no team except Boston that's head and shoulders above everybody else. And Boston can make that claim not only because of the talent they have, that they are homegrown with Brown and Tatum, but they just won a championship. So they can make that claim. They are entitled to make that claim. They just won the chip. They earned that. So they're head and shoulders above everybody else. But anybody could be anybody on any night. This is the league. Okay. And people get trippy when the Knicks lose to a Charlotte Hornets during the course of a season. Oh, man. Last year, teams like Detroit beat teams like, that are playoff teams. Boston lost games. They didn't win 82-0 last year. They didn't win 73-9 last year. So the people were beating them. Okay. It's like boxing in that a fighter could look invincible against certain fighters and then look bad against other fighters because it's about the matchup and the styles, right? So Boston could look invincible against most teams, but then there's a team that is the kryptonite. Every team has one. And what's good for us, y'all, is I really believe the Knicks have been the Boston kryptonite for the last couple of seasons. The Knicks have been the Boston kryptonite, and even more so now. So Boston could look indestructible against Philly, Milwaukee, anybody. But the Knicks, I'm just saying, based on matchups, come on now. And I'm not saying that Tatum and Brown are going to get locked up by Mikal Bridges and OG. But I am saying Mikal Bridges and OG will make that mess very difficult for them. That's all I'm saying. Tatum might still get his 30, but it ain't going to be easy. And not only that, Mikal can rock with either of them cats, right? And then you still got Juju. You still got Mitch Rob. You still got Brunson. And don't mess around. You got Deuce coming off the bench. I don't care if it's White or Giroux. You still got to deal with Deuce. And you got to deal with Hart. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So we can match up with them. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not worried about Boston. I wasn't worried about them last year, and I ain't worried about them this year. We respect them. Okay, because they are the champions. We got to respect them. But listen here. That's right. Plus Devo. I'm not worried about Boston. Like I said, the surprise team in the East to me this year is Orlando. I think people still sleeping on Orlando. I always sleep on Orlando now. I think people, and it ain't because they got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Even if they didn't get him, I feel the same way about Orlando. Even if they didn't sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I feel the same way about Orlando. They good, man. Don't sleep on Pablo, Franz Wagner, Suggs, Cole Anthony. Don't mess with them. I'm trying to tell y'all. Pablo is a budding superstar. That period. Budding superstar. 6'10", 230 pounds, can handle the rock, play defense, shoot the three. There's nothing that boy can't do with a basketball or without a basketball. So, and then my man, Organic, myself, and Monica Picard, we were blessed to see them up close and personal a couple of times. I was here in Orlando, my brother, this past season. We saw them. We was under the basket. These cats are rough, man. Rough. Somebody must have put out some video of Precious playing Pablo because everybody said Precious is able to lock him up. Y'all better calm down. I saw Precious throw everything but the kitchen sink at that boy, and he was still scoring three. It wasn't easy now, but to play against that kind of defense, the way he was making it look easy, please. The thing that causes the Knicks to be able to play with Orlando is we now have more. See, with the game I watched when him and Precious was going, and they was going at it. But that game, the Knicks only had like 6 dudes. And that's why, to me, they won that game. Orlando won that game. The Knicks only really, that was a game we had to play Jacob Toppin because we didn't hardly have nobody. They had Jacob Toppin in there. That was the game that Cole Anthony undercut Deuce. And Deuce came back and played, but you could see he wasn't the same. So that was that game. So now when you're playing against a guy like a Pablo Banchero or Jason Tatum or a Brown, you don't attack them with one guy unless that guy has his number, right? If you got a guy that has that player's number, the kryptonite guy, okay, that really makes things easier. But generally, you got to attack them with several players, right? So Pablo's going to have times where he's got Mikal on him. He's going to have times where he's got OG on him. He's going to have times where he's got Precious on him. He's going to have time when he got Deuce on him. There's going to be times you got to throw different looks at these dudes. That's how you play them because this is the league and these guys cannot, generally, they can't be stopped, right? There's guys that can't be guarded, period. Okay? There's guys that can't be guarded. And then there's guys that have moves that they can get off anytime they want, like TJ McConnell. Everybody in the world knows he's going to the right side of the court, about 12 feet away, a fadeaway. Everybody knows it. And he still does it. Everybody in the world knows he's going to do that. And he still does it. Everybody knows Jalen Brunson's going into the lane. He's going with his left hand. He's going to fake. He's going to pump. And he's going to shoot. Everybody knows it. You can't stop it. These are the best players in the world. And that's why. It's not like this is high school where you know what somebody, like I remember when there was a player in high school I played against and he was all league and all that. And I locked him up. You know why I locked him up? Because he can only go right. So I made him go left. I made him twist to his left, turn to his left, and he couldn't score. It wasn't like I was a great defender, but I knew he could only go right. That's high school. See, in the league, you force a guy to go left, he's still going to kill you. You force him to go right, he's still going to kill you. You make him take jump shots, he's going to kill you. You give him too much room, he's going to kill you. It don't matter. Because you can't stop him. So all you can do is try to slow him down. This is the league. Okay. So a guy like Banchero, you can't stop him. You can't stop Jason Tatum, but you can slow him down. You got to throw him different looks. Different guys got to go at. Okay. Unless you find a guy that could lock him down. So if you put Precious on him along with everybody else, Precious could lock him down. But it ain't going to be easy for sure. Okay. It ain't going to be easy. Yeah. This is going to be, oh yeah, Michael Drake. I want to tell y'all know very well the Knicks are going to get a tough schedule. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Knicks gonna probably have a top 5 toughest schedule in the league. Probably. They do that to us every year. Okay. And I think the Knicks are going to be on national TV a lot this year. I think they're going to be on national. If they don't put the Knicks on national TV a lot, they're making it easy for us. But the Knicks going to be on national TV a lot this year. Yeah, and Ben Mathurin, right, for Indiana. Thank you, HRM Great. That's right. Ben Mathurin is that dude. Now, he's a little, and I'm not saying he's not as good as Pablo, but he's a couple steps behind Pablo in his development. But that boy is nice, man. And I'm saying you add him, a healthy Mathurin, to everybody they got, they gonna be nice, man. They're gonna be nice. So I like Indiana, but to me, Indiana's weakness is the same as their strength in that it's the point guard, right? Because he's lighting the behind. But they got backup. They got backup for him. It'd be better for them if he stayed healthy, right? Halliburton, but they got backup. They got plenty backup. TJ, Nimhart, they got plenty backup. And with Mathurin, they ain't missing nothing. See, so Indiana's going to be tough. Orlando's going to be tough. I think people, honestly, I think Philly's being overrated. I think they are. I think they're being overrated, man. They really, when you look at it, when's the last time Philly's been to the conference finals? I don't even think, in the Embiid era, have they ever been to the conference finals? Any of y'all know? I don't think they have. When's the last time they've had teams now? They had Harden on their team. They had Ben Simmons before his head problems before he started messing with them Kardashians. They had him. They had a team. They had Jimmy Butler on their team. When they been to a conference final, we're not even talking about finals, Eastern Conference Finals. They ain't made it to Eastern Conference Finals. And yet every year they're picked to like top 3 in the East. Isn't that correct? Am I right? Every year they pick top 3 in the East. Watch Philly this year. Let me tell you something, man. 2001, Jabron. See, that's the last time they've been to a conference final. So during the whole Embiid, we are a better team. We're going to win this series. We are going to win. We are the better team. Through that whole crap. They ain't been to no conference final. We're not just talking about finals. We're talking about conference final. Get to the Eastern Conference final. You got the team. And nobody can argue he ain't had talent on his team. So I don't want to hear nothing about Philly. To me, Philly's overrated. I'm just saying. And the last time Paul George was really involved with winning, really winning, he was on the Indiana Pacers. Since he left the Pacers, he ain't been nowhere. I think they went to the conference finals when he was on the Pacers. I think so. If they didn't, they came close. I know they beat the Knicks. Paul George, last time he been a winning player, like he was on Indiana. When he came to OKC and teamed up with Melo and the triple double king, they ain't win nothing. They ain't. And since him and they traded SGA. I bet you they regret that. They traded SGA to get Paul George. Let's see. When's the last time Paul George been to a conference final? When's the last time Kawhi Leonard been to a conference final? Well, the last time Kawhi Leonard been to a conference final was when they won the chip with Toronto, right? That's the last time. He ain't been to no conference final since then. He ain't been to one. Not since then. See, that's what I'm saying. Philly's overrated. I'm going to just say it right now. Philly's overrated. They're overrated. Overrated. Okay? Period. Okay? And until the Cleveland Cavaliers can stop a healthy Mitchell Robinson from taking their lunch, I ain't worried about them either. Let me say it again. Until the Cleveland Cavaliers can stop a healthy Mitchell Robinson from taking their lunch money, I don't want to hear about them. I don't care about no Donovan Mitchell. He could get 40 if he wants to. But as long as Mitchell Robinson is taking Jared Allen and Evan Mobley's lunch, which he does, I ain't worried about them. Okay? I am not. Not worried about them. Not worried about Cleveland. Not worried about Philly. Miami's always a threat because they're Miami. You got to give that to them. That's what culture does for you when you build the culture, man. They got a culture. Eric Spoelstra is their coach, period. He's always going to be there. Pat Riley's still in the organization. Old as he is. He's still there. So you got to always, you can never count out Miami. Okay, you can never count them out. Period. You just can't. Cleveland's got the talent, but they ain't showed that yet. Am I lying to you? Cleveland got the talent now. If you look at that paper, if you look at the NBA 2K, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I mean, if you're looking at, paper, hey, what's up, son? Okay. But Mitchell Robinson, he's sitting there eating their lunch. He just said, yo, I like what you got in that bag. I think that's mine. Give it to me. No, I tell you what, I'll take it. No, I'm not saying I'm scared of Miami, Michael Drake. I'm not saying I'm scared of them, but I'm saying you got to respect them. You got to respect them. I learned the hard way. Never underestimate nobody. Never underestimate. I learned the hard way. I was 13 years old, and we had a one-on-one tournament in junior high school. I was in 8th grade. We had a one-on-one tournament in junior high school. I had water on both my knees, and so I couldn't play that year. Okay, my knees were stiffened up, but I was killing. They had, I don't know, maybe 100 people in this one-on-one tournament. I was just dusting everybody off, dusting them off, and they had this big trophy. And I was like, okay, I was trying really looking at, okay, where in the house am I gonna put that trophy once I dust everybody off, right? There was this one kid. Name was Mac. Mac had these thick little glasses on, right? I mean, his glasses were so thick. He played football and he couldn't even see. He had to just remember where the play was going because he was so blind he couldn't see. But Mac was a great athlete. I mean, he was a track star and a football player, but he wasn't no basketball player. So we had two sides, Eastern Conference called Eastern and Western. I was just killing. And I wasn't even paying attention what was happening in the other conference because it didn't matter to me. I was just like, whatever. Whoever shows up is going to get beat, right? And I was going through everybody. And everybody was like, oh, man, he's going to win the one-on-one tournament. I was like, yeah, I'm going to win it. So it came to the finals, and Mac was on the other side. I said, Mac's back there? Oh, shoot. And homie, he would be playing like this. He'd be playing, right? And he'd be having to fix his glasses. And I was almost laughing. I was like, okay. Let me just not embarrass him too badly because he is my homie. Fixing his glasses. Pow! I was like, oh, brother got lucky. Pow! By the time he hit the third in a row, I was like, wait, I got a game. This is a game now. Game was only up to 6 or something like that. And I was like, and then it came on me after he beat me. I said, wait a minute. He had to go through as many people as I did to get to the finals. He had to go through as many people as I did to get there. See, I don't know how many guys I beat, but he had to beat the same number of guys that I did. And I learned. That was my first lesson. The second lesson was on the Long Island Championships, 1979. No, 1978, Long Island Championship. The team I was on, and I wasn't even in the rotation. My cousin was a bad boy. Okay, he was all Long Island. He was like top 20 in America that year. And we was 23-0 going into the Long Island Championship. We was playing Freeport. It was West Babylon against Freeport. We have represented Suffolk County. They have represented Nassau County. We was going for the championship. And we was all like, oh, man, Freeport. We getting ready to take this, man. We getting ready to take this. We lost by 1 point. And you know what's real heartbreaking about it? We took them boys lightly. Took them lightly. Should have learned my lesson from 13, but no, here we are. I'm 16 now. Still ain't learned a lesson. Took them lightly. And here we was coming back. They had us, and we were coming back. And we were playing at that time, it was Long Island Coliseum. I don't know if any of y'all from New York remember when the Nets was in the ABA, that was their home court, the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. The Nassau Coliseum. If y'all from New York, you know what I'm saying. Nassau Coliseum. All of a sudden, we starting to come back, and my cousin's coming down the floor, and we was about to take the lead. I said, oh, here we go. And he dribbled, and if you know, if you've been on NBA courts back then, especially like the Coliseum and the Garden, the floor is shared between the hockey and basketball. Like there's an ice rink underneath the floor, right? And they put the basketball floorboards over the ice rink. Okay, there was a dead board. He hit the ground, hit the ball, hit the ground, and the ball just stayed there and rolled out of bounds. Game. And I was like, we lost that game. Nobody could believe we lost that game. There's some guys. I just went to a reunion a few years ago. So he said, I won't count that game. I said, man, you got to count it. We lost. We were 23-1. We lost. They beat us. Period. They beat us. You know, and that's why people to now, they'll say something like the Knicks should have won that game. I said, no, man, no, they shouldn't. They lost. Period. You just lose. There's games you just gonna lose. And listen, Knicks Nation, we understand this. Nobody goes 82-0. Y'all know that, right? See, during the season, there's always guys that ready to jump off buildings and bridges when the Knicks lose a game. This is the league, and they're going to lose. Even if you're one of these people that think they're going to win 65 games, okay, let's take that. That means they're going to lose 17 games. They're going to lose 17 games. That's at a 65-game win season. But if I'm saying 55, even 57, that means they're going to lose 25 games. They're going to lose between 25 and 27 games. And let me also say this. Every team in the NBA has a losing streak during the course of the season. Sometimes it's only 2 games. You know, when they're really good teams out there, they might only lose 2 in a row once or twice. Sometimes most teams, you're going to go through a 3-game losing streak. It happens every year, y'all. Happens every year. So when it happens to the Knicks, all of a sudden everybody's like, we got to trade Randle. We got to fire Tibbs. Oh, my God, what are they doing? There's always these idiots, especially on Twitter. I see them. And some of them get too much pop prep to me. They get too much pop, man. Everybody listening to these idiots tripping because the Knicks lost the game. It's the league. You're going to lose. It happens. Okay? Everybody. It happens to everybody. Happens to everybody. So all of this, the Knicks should have won or they could have won if Tibbs did this. No. It's the league. You lose games. It happens. Okay? What you want is when you get to April and May, you want to be floating on all cylinders. That's what you want. Okay? Don't worry about January when they on 5 games and 4 nights on the road and they lose 2 games. Don't worry about that. That's okay. Okay? You want them to be in the playoffs ready to roll. Okay? You want them to be in the playoffs ready to roll. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to help some of y'all because I'm telling you, they're going to have a 2-game losing streak. They may have a 3-game losing streak. Don't worry about it. Somebody's going to get an ankle sprain and they're going to miss games. It happens. Okay? As long as they're ready for the play. What you don't want is out for the season. That's what you don't want to hear. Out for the season. Or timetable is 9 weeks. You don't want to hear stuff like that. Okay. He may be out 2 weeks. It's not a bad thing. He may miss a week. That's not a bad thing. He may miss a game. That's not a bad thing. Don't worry about that. It's the league. It happens. Okay. It happens. It happens to every team. And then, we need backups from the backups. We got to get 12 guys. Some of y'all want so many guys to get so that you can guarantee a championship. You will never get that. There is no guaranteed championship. There is none. Okay, you got to have a certain amount of luck to win the league. No, I didn't see it, Michael Drake. What was it? I'm sorry. What was your question? Let me scroll up. Could you find it and redo it? Let me see. Michael Drake. Let me see if I can find you, bro. Let me scroll up and see if I can get you. I'm sorry, brother Drake. I can't find it. No, I don't see it. Do it again, please. I didn't see it, Michael Drake. Could you copy and paste it back? Because I didn't see it. Oh, a poll. A poll. On what? Anything? Is there a specific poll, Michael Drake, or is this in particular anything? I'll tell you. All right, all right. I'm gonna do a poll on this. You ready? You ready? Yeah, here's a poll. We're gonna do a poll. How many games will the Knicks win this year? I want to do a poll on it. Okay, ready? Let me see. Let's see here. Let me see. How do I get this? Hold on. Poll. Okay, here it is. Okay. How many games? All right. Many. All right. Oh, now you got me going. We're gonna do a lot of polls. All right. How many games? And I'm going to say under 50, 50, 55, over 55. All right. Let's see. There's the poll. How many games will the Knicks win 2024-25? Under 50, 50 to 55, over 50. Let's see what we got. Ooh, this is filling up fast. Okay, we're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. Look like, man, we got nobody. Okay, a couple of people saying under 50. I knew that. I was gonna say there wouldn't be New York. It wouldn't be New York Nation. It wouldn't be Knicks Nation if we didn't get some people that's very negative. So then you got that. Then you got 50 to 55. Then you got over 55. Okay. Okay. Greetings, Keith Watkins. All right. Not much, Keith. No, you ain't missed much. You ain't missed much. So either it's under 50, 50, 55, over 55. All right. I got another one. That sparked my imagination. So I got a couple of polls. Now we're gonna have to do a couple of polls. So Michael Drake, you're gonna get your wish. You're gonna get your wish. Jabroni C. AD977, what's up? So far, we got 44 votes, 45 votes, and it's 50 to 55. 54% of y'all are saying 50 to 55. Some of y'all, a good 40% of y'all, solid 40% plus, are saying over 55. I'm saying 55 plus, so I would guess I would be over 55. I'm saying 55 plus. So I would say 56, 57. It could be in there. I'm looking like that. Yeah, I'm so a lot of y'all, most of y'all though in 50, 55 range, which is a conservative. I like that. That's conservative. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the thing is that I did watch January and we were talking about it, Mr. Pettit. I think you must have missed it, but it's possible for the typical slow Tibbs start to be nullified this year because of what happened in January. So if it's possible that they could just come out the gate blasted, that's definitely possible. I would not expect that. And that's what I'm saying. In New York, it's the expectations that create problems. See, so to say, well, we expect them to start off 14-2 this year, you're going to be disappointed if they start off 11-3, right? Or 11-5. You're going to be disappointed. Though 11-5 would be a very good start. People would be, or if they started off in their first 30 games and you're saying, well, after 30 games, they're going to be 28-2 or 27-3. And they started off in the 24-6, which is an excellent start. People be disappointed and say, well, man, they're really not playing well. So expectations in New York are important. And I would suggest you temper your expectation, not to be negative now, but temper your expectations. Okay, temper them so that you're not disappointed when it's like you're going on a date and you see a picture and you went to the dating site and girlfriend showed you a picture and you're like, man, I can't wait to meet her. And when you meet her and she tells you, well, I look a little bit, I pass for Beyonce sometimes. And you look at her and she's more like Whoopi Goldberg than Beyonce. Then you'd be like, dang. So you're disappointed because your expectation was Beyonce and you got Whoopi Goldberg. Right. So that's what I'm saying. You got to temper your expectations a little bit so that you're more realistic of what you're expecting. Right. So you're not disappointed. Kevin Bergen says, yeah, I expect to get to the ECF. Well, how many games you win is important because it gives you your playoff seeding. Playoff seeding is important, right? I'm not saying, once, they get over 65 wins or whatever. I'm just saying you want to be top 4 so you get home court advantage. And if you're top 2, you can get home court advantage all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And of course, if you're the number 1 seed, you get home court advantage all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So you want as much home court advantage, especially this year, especially in New York because of Madison Square Garden. So if you could get home court advantage in the playoffs for at least the first 2 rounds. We should do about it. Not school ball. No, I want to do that. No, I want to do that. There's ladies here. I want to do that. But that's what I'm saying. Somebody said, well, I look a lot like Monica McNutt. And then you show up for the date and you get what's homegirl's name? Blonde hair, white hair sister, white hair woman from and you get her and you be like, wait, I was expecting Monica McNutt. And you get Doris Burke shows up, you'd be like, wait, you said you look like Monica McNutt. So you're disappointed, right? That's what I'm trying. Yeah, or you get Rebecca Harlow. You say, wait a minute, you said you was Kelsey Sherrod. Oh, no, she worked with me. It's Rebecca Harlow. Me and her, we look a lot alike. And you'd be like, what? That's what some of y'all doing, though. You think, oh, we're going to win 65 games. But then when they win 58, you'd be like, man, they disappointed, man. They didn't do too good. What you mean? They did great. No, they're supposed to win 63. Who told you that? Or somebody said, well, the Knicks could have got Donovan Mitchell. Who told you that? Where'd you hear that? They could have got Donovan Mitchell. Who told you that? Except your own imagination and in some platform like NBA Central foolishness. You know what I'm saying? No, Harlow got style. I like Harlow. Harlow is new. I think she's originally from Chicago, but she now got that New York East Side, Upper East Side white people. Just saying, she got that Upper East Side white people, old money style. That's what she knows. She's sophisticated. Harlow is sophisticated. I give it to her. She's sophisticated. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Some from New York. You know what I'm talking about. She got that Upper East Side sophisticated New York style. But if somebody told you you're going on a date and you're more of a Chelsea Sherrod type person, right? Or a Monica McNutt type person. And you saying you email, you going back and forth. And she's like, well, sometimes, me and Chelsea Sherrod, we get confused with each other because we look so much alike. And you'd be like, oh, okay. Where we meeting? Okay, we're going to meet at Cincinnati. And you go there and you see, Rebecca Harlow. And you'd be like, where's Chelsea? Where's Chelsea Sherrod? Not saying, but I was expecting something a little different, right? So that's what happened when you expecting too much of the Knicks, and especially don't buy into what some of these platforms are putting out as facts. Listen, if you hear something directly from the Don or from even Ian Begley, and I mean Ian, not people purporting to act like it's from Ian. But if you hear something from Ian Begley or the Don, I'm not worried about what Katz. Katz is sometime I'm thinking he building up a little bit, but I ain't like Katz's word is bond or Cohen or whatever the hell. I'm not worried about them. I'm not, okay, fine, but you know what? I'm not buying what they saying as facts. Well, Cohen said, I don't give a damn what Cohen said. I don't give a damn what Cat said. I don't give a damn what they said. That's my problem. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said, and Cohen said, okay, so what? So what? All of a sudden, these guys' word is bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, only 3 dudes that has proven word is bomb. Bagley, Wojnarowski, and Shams. That's it. Everybody else is questionable at best. Questionable at best. Good afternoon, Michael. So that's what I'm saying. And y'all be hearing stuff on these platforms. You know what I heard? When I hear somebody say that, bro, I heard they might be trading XYZ. Come on, man. Come on, baby. Who you heard that from? Right? Which clickbait did you got hooked on? Whose Kool-Aid you just drunk? You know what I mean? Whose Kool-Aid you drunk to be coming out with what you heard? I heard from who? About what? Some dude came on my channel, man, talking about, you was wrong. You said his market value between 8 and 12, and he only got 6. I deleted that, bro, as quickly as I saw it. I was like, oh, so you know something? Oh, you came on my channel because you want to see what you're a profit now? Some people sick. For real. Some people sick. I don't know. And I mentioned teachers, man. And bro, I started getting all kind of stuff from teachers. Sisters say, I'm a teacher. When I say teaching, this is what I mean. So I say Walter Kessler, right? I say Walter Kessler. Now, oh, you must pronounce his name correctly. It's Walker Kessler. That's what I mean. Somebody that's got to correct you because they don't feel good unless they corrected somebody. That's all I'm saying. And I was like, okay. Because it ain't that damn important to me, but okay. Got you. And then don't let their little factoid be wrong. Oh my gosh, man. No, thank you, Michael Drake. That's the Michael Drake. You got it, bro. That's exactly what it is, bro. You got it, man. That's exactly what it is. Or no, this is how you pronounce his name. It's OKK. Oh, okay, got it now. I got it now. Damn, my bad. It's not OKK. Okay. Wait a minute. I got another poll. So wait a minute. So we got, okay, so most of y'all is in the 50 to 55 range. That's fair. I can totally understand that. We got, 95 votes. Most of y'all in the 50 to 55 range. I'm kind of a little bit leaning a little ahead of that. You know, I say 55 plus. 55 is the minimum. But I can respect 50 to 55. Those talking about under 50. Wake up, yo. Come on. What you Nets fans? Damn. Oh, God. Hey, man. All right. Here's another one. Y'all ready? All right. Here's one. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I ain't going to tell you what it is. I'm going to put it up. All right. You ready? Here we go. This is a very important question, though. I feel. How many games will OG play this season? Less than 60 or more than 60? Because with OG, 60 to me is the magic number. If we can get 60 out of that, brother, we're going to be in good shape. As long as he don't break bones and mess. If it's just spraining and stuff, because OG's a heavily muscled brother. I mean, he is. He's a heavily muscled dude. So cramps and pulls, stuff like that can happen to him because, he's just heavily muscled dude. How many games will he? I'm saying, anybody talking less than 50, y'all got to be Brooklyn Nets fans or something. Exactly. All right, so more than 60, or because 60 is the magic number to me for him. If he can give us anything 60 or more from him, beautiful. I'm taking that. And if we can get 70, because you know he got to do 65 to get his full money. Everybody now in the league is standard operating procedure. Now you got to do at least 65 to get your money. See, dudes like I think it was Kawhi or Paul George were like putting in their contracts. You don't give me that 65 number. You just gonna pay me because of who I am. Well, I was like, y'all can walk. The Don ain't doing it. But if you under the Don and you on the Knicks, oh, you want to get your full money? You better play 65 games. Everybody got that. Even Juju, he had in his contract plus 65 games. If you look at it on Spot Rock, they put it out there. You got to play at least 65 games to get your full money. Okay, so OG, he gonna want to get his full money now. So yeah. So now he gonna, I am Jabroni. I am. So most of y'all think more than 60. Listen, I like that energy. I like that energy because we need 60 from that brother. And like I said, he wants to get his full money. So he's on his new contract starts right now, right? So he's getting 212, right? Is it 5 years, 212, y'all? It's 5 years, 212, right? So he's starting off this year of 5 years, 212, right? Divided by 5. So he's getting 42. Damn, homie getting paid. Damn. Homie getting paid. Fully guaranteed 212. Good for OG getting his money. There's no doubt that brother getting his money. Okay. They happy over there in London and they happy down them Hebrews in Nigeria. Happy because homie getting his money. Good for him. All right. So he getting his money. So I'm with y'all. I'm thinking he gonna want the full money. He want the full Monty. He ain't taking no shorts. So he gonna be out there making sure he gets 65. And that is why also I don't think you're gonna see OG playing more than 30 minutes a game. Because OG himself wants to play more than 65 games. And in order to get his full pay, he can't be doing no 35-minute games. So I wouldn't be surprised if on the second half of back-to-backs, I'm not saying they're going to sit him, although they might, they definitely going to play him less minutes on the second half of back-to-backs. You'll see more bench play. You'll see more Mikal Bridges and more Devo and more Josh Hart in the second half of back-to-backs because OG wants to get his money and he wants to play 65, so he'll chill for a minute. That's what I'm predicting on that. So, yes, I'm with y'all on the more than 60 games. I'm with you on that. Okay, here we go. In this poll, that was 67 votes, 62%, 63% means 60 or more, and then 37% say less than 60. I can understand both sides on that, but I'm with y'all on that more than 60. Okay, how many games will Mitchell play in 24, 25? Okay, so we're gonna say less than 60, more than 60. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna make a. I don't even think it's a bold prediction. I'm gonna make a prediction about Mitchell Robinson for y'all, but I don't even think it's a bold prediction. I want to see if y'all agree with me. But look, how many games will Mitch Rob play? Less than 60 or more than 60 in 24, 25? How many games will Mitch Rob? Let me tell you something about. There's a trend. It started with Oklahoma City. Teams copy each other. Y'all know that, right? NBA teams, when they see something happen and they see it successfully and they can copy it, they're going to copy it. Okay, so at this point, starting with Chet Holmgren, but they did it with KP. Boston didn't do it with KP as much as they should have, but they started doing it at the end. But Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama are the two poster child. People are starting to realize when you got a very athletic five that's light in the ass, right? Then you play him no more than 30 minutes a game. That will preserve him from getting hurt. They picked that up. Oklahoma City, I expect it. Sam Presti, I don't like him because he's not in New York, but I got respect for Sam Presti. That's a smart mofo right there. That dude know what he's doing. And so with him and Diagono on the same page, they played Chet Holmgren 30 minutes or less most nights. Homie was there in the playoffs. Okay? And now they got the roughneck, Hartenstein there. They're going to be rough. Oklahoma City's going to be rough. And so I saw Pop did the same thing with Wemby. down there in San Antonio. So I would not be surprised if Tibbs is constantly, y'all know Tibbs' girlfriend is basketball, right? I'm serious. You know, Tibbs, he probably sleep at night where he could be having any woman he want with all the money he got. He could be anybody's sugar daddy, and he probably sleeps with a basketball. Probably, right? He probably sleeps with a ball, and on the big screen, he wakes up, and he clicks on, and he's looking at tape. That's him, right? Right? He could be anybody's sugar daddy. He could have a stable of young ladies if he wants, and be, you know, sugar daddy to all of them if he wants to. But his woman is a basketball, you know. So Tibbs is looking at a basketball. He's hugging up to the basketball at night, you know, and then he wakes up and he's looking at film. So don't think he has not noticed what Oklahoma City did, what San Antonio did. Don't think he hasn't noticed that. And don't think he doesn't understand Mitchell Robinson injury history. Mitchell Robinson is his prototypical 5. Hartenstein was not. Mitchell Robinson is his prototypical 5. So if he limits Mitch Rob 25 to 28 minutes, which he should do, and I'm telling you, I think he's going to do it. And then you're going to see more Precious, and you're going to see, that's why Jericho Sims working so hard. I mean, he's always working hard, but Jericho Sims is going to get some time. He is. He's going to get some time. Okay. All right. So that's it. He's going to get some time, and that's going to preserve Mitch Rob so that you're going to see him play more than 60 games this year. And let me tell you, if we can get Mitchell Robinson for more than 60 games, just that, and he comes to the playoffs healthy, the NBA got a problem. And then you messed around and put Mikal Bridges around him with OG Anunoby. You're going to see some stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've been high on Mitchell Robinson from when he came in the league. I've been high on him. Yeah, this is the best team. I haven't seen a team like this since the Frazier team, since Walt Frazier team. And I'm talking about even before they got Earl Monroe, they had Dick Barnett. They had Dick Barnett. They had Dick Barnett, Bill Bradley, Walt Frazier, Willis Reed. Then they got Dave DeBusschere. Then they got Jerry Lucas. Mike Reardon was a roughneck. Stallworth, y'all remember John Stallworth? They were some bad dudes, man, and they played team ball. I ain't seen it like that since then. The 90s Knicks was good, but they weren't like this. This team is better, in my opinion, on paper than the 90s Knicks. The 90s Knicks defense was crushing. There's no doubt. They was crushing on defense. They was winning 60 games some years. There's no doubt. But offensively, this team is better. And this team is just as good defensively and better offensively. Okay. The Knicks did not have a Jalen Brunson, in the 90s. They did not have him. They had Patrick Ewing. They didn't have a Jalen Brunson. Okay. And this team is deep all the way 9-man. It's deep. It's stacked. Okay. It's stacked. Yeah. They never got Ewing what they should have focused. See what I thought, and some of y'all remember, they drafted Ewing in 85. If they could have paired Ewing with Bernard King, and then they drafted in 87 Mark Jackson. So you just think about that. You got Mark Jackson, Bernard King, Patrick Ewing. If they could have kept them together. Because BK, before when UB Brown was coaching and BK was there without Ewing, before Ewing got there, BK was about to beat Boston. First of all, they beat Detroit. It was BK. And he had like 3 or 4 broken fingers. He had them all taped up. Was killing Detroit. They couldn't do nothing with him. And then Boston had like an all-time great team. And they beat them, but it wasn't easy. I think it was 6 or 7 games. It wasn't easy. BK was that dude, man. And when he was in his height of his career in the Knicks, there was nobody that could deal with Bernard King. I mean, like I said, that's when I started to understand. I was a young man. I started to understand. There's guys in the league you just can't guard, man. You just can't. You better hope you get help. Bernard King, basically, his game was fast break, turnaround jumpers from both sides. And you knew they were coming, and there was nothing you could do about it. Bernard King was like that. You knew he was going to do a turnaround jumper every time. And there was nothing you could do about it. Nothing. You better hope you get help. BK was that dude, man. So with him, if they could have added to BK, but then he got hurt. We know he got hurt. And then, of course, Ewing came. They got Mark Jackson, but they should really have tried to add a wing, a really outstanding wing. And they were available. They could have got somebody for Patrick Ewing, to add somebody to him. Yeah. I mean, BK was that dude, man. And when he started getting real sweaty and started, growling at people, no, you ain't want to mess with him. So they could have got somebody like that. I would have been like, the Knicks would have had some chips, but they didn't do it, man. They built around Ewing. The management was not that good. I know, they had Scotty Sterling, they had Al Bianchi, they had Dave DeBusschere was even there. In fact, Dave DeBusschere was the one that was the president of basketball operations when they got Ewing. Sometimes you could ball and you don't know how to build a team. Period. Very few guys. Michael Jordan, obviously one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player ever, was a terrible builder of general management building a team. Couldn't do it. Didn't know what he was doing or what the hell he was doing. Whereas, I think you could hate Danny Ainge all you want, and I can't stand that boy. Never did like him. I didn't like him when he first came to Boston, because when he first came to Boston, they gave him money and traded JoJo White, who happened to be one of my favorite players. So I'll never forget him for that. But got to respect that fool. That fool know how to build a team. Okay, you got to give it to him. Okay, you know how to build a team. Okay, some guys know how to do it. Some guys don't. Dave DeBusschere didn't know what he was doing. Al Bianchi didn't know what he was doing. Scotty Sterling didn't know what the hell he was doing. Okay. Some people know, some people don't. They had a guy that knew exactly what the hell he was doing. They should have just gave him the keys. They didn't. Then that guy decided, y'all want to play it like that? I'm going to own Miami. And he has. And since he's went to Miami, they won 3 championships. 3. Pat Riley. That's the closest thing they had until now. I loved Donnie Walsh. When they hired Donnie Walsh in the general manager spot, I was excited because Donnie Walsh knows basketball and daggone he knows talent. But they didn't keep him around long enough to really develop it. See, again, brethren, when you're rebuilding, right, you need a 5-year plan, not a 3-year plan, not a 2-year plan, not a 4-year plan. You need a 5-year plan. And the Knicks have never had that until now. Now they got it. This is the 5th year. And look am I lying to y'all? Here, let me do another poll. So that way I'm not just giving you my opinion, because I think y'all will all agree with this next poll. So most of y'all think Mitch Rob gonna play less than 60. I got you. I'm going to disagree on that, but I respect that because, it's his history, 50 games. But I think the Knicks have learned. I think he's going to play no more than 28 minutes a game, and I think he's going to stay around when he does that. Okay, here we go. All right, this is a simple yes or no. Ready? Here we go. Are the Knicks legit championship contenders this season? That would be a simple one. Yes or no? Are the Knicks legit championship contenders, or are we just dreaming? Are we just hyping? Or are they legit threats to win it all this season? That's organic. It's almost like math, right? they can't carry the one organic. They can't carry the one. Hey, what's up, Carlos? I'm kind of missing my sangria right now, but I'm decided I'm leaving it alone for the summer. I had enough since I went out there to Minnesota, went sangria and port wine crazy. So I'm chilling until like my cousin's wedding at the end of September. So I'm chilling on the wine for a second. But I'm yeah. So man, I'm looking forward to go to 90 something. It's staying at 100. Hold on, let me what's up, man? 56 votes, 100% yes. Okay, now look at what we're saying though. The Knicks started the rebuild 4 years ago in a 5-year plan, and here we are in year 5, legit championship contenders. That's a successful rebuild. Y'all catching me? You're catching me. That's a successful rebuild. Okay, that's a successful rebuild. So when you have a 5-year plan, the object is in your 5th season, you want to be a championship contender. You can't guarantee a championship, but you want to be a contender come your 5th season. Mission accomplished. Okay, that's what you want. Prior to now, when's the last time you seen the Knicks on a 5-year plan? Prior to now, when's the last time you seen the Knicks on a 5-year plan? They drafted Walt Frazier in 65. 5 years later, they won the championship. See what I'm saying? That's the last time they had a legit 5-year plan. They never made one with Patrick Ewing. They never made a 5-year plan. Okay, I thought they was going to when they brought in Rod Strickland with Mark Jackson. I thought they were going to. They blew that up because the management sucked. Management sucked. And not only that, KnicksNation was always looking for quick fixes. And Dolan, unfortunately, was listening to some of y'all and trying to get you quick fixes. You know, honestly, Isaiah Thomas, right? He does know basketball talent. I give it to him. Isaiah Thomas knows basketball talent. But he got carried away because he had too much power. That's what happened to him. He got drunk off power. Dolan gave him full autonomy to do whatever he wanted. And he got carried away with it and started thinking he could coach, he could manage, he could do everything. Bad move. He learned the hard way. No, you can't. Tibbs learned that too. Tibbs went to Minnesota. They let Tibbs be the GM and the head coach. Can't do it, man. See, you could do that when you're in high school. You could even do it in college. But this is the league, baby. This is the league. This is the league. Okay? You ain't doing this in the league. You know, this is a very difficult situation. Look at Doc Rivers. He had full autonomy in the Clippers. He had won the chip in Boston. He parlayed that into full GM and management and coaching and everything. Couldn't handle it. You can't be doing both jobs, man. This is why I like what we got. The Don and his crew are doing their thing in the front office. Tibbs is doing his thing in the sideline. They understand each other. They know what they need. Tibbs knows the Don ain't overspending. The Don knows Tibbs need guys that play defense, no bueno. He knows that. So they understand each other. Okay, you understand each other. Who was Joe Curry? Who was the Dolan came in that time. That's cool. What I'm saying is he had a team already, though. But when it's time to build a team, Homie was trying to get it done fast. See, the success of Marcus Camby with Spreewell and them, Larry Johnson, we got all kind of greedy and thought, oh, we're supposed to win the championship now. Let's get it done now. Right? No. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Isaiah Thomas knows talent. He knows how to pick talent, man. He really does. But they gave him too much power. And you know what, really, if you want to get real, it started in Detroit. See, they had a guy from DC named Adrian Dantley in Detroit. Great player. Not a good player, great player. He was DeMatha High School. He came out of Notre Dame. Only like 6'5", but played like a big man, Adrian Dantley. Smart IQ, could play ball. Detroit was starting to win. You know, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Lambeer, and they had AD, Adrian Dantley. That was his name. This is not Anthony Ambulance, Adrian Dantley. So now Isaiah wanted his boy from Chicago, who Mark Aguirre, to play for Detroit. So the only way to get a guy, because Aguirre was talented, the only way to get a guy of Aguirre's talent, you got to give something to get some. They traded Adrian Dantley. And Isaiah Adrian Dantley's wife was mad. She said, Isaiah, she said he got a lot of power for a little man because he's the one pushed management to get that done. And that power trip right there stayed with him when he came to New York. All them years later, he comes to New York. Dolan trusts him with the keys, and he got carried away. He had Lenny Wilkens on the sideline. He had Lenny Wilkens. Lenny Wilkens was the only player to win a championship as a player and a coach. He was that dude. And Lenny Wilkens at the time, I don't know about now, but he was the most winningest coach in NBA history. And he had Lenny Wilkens, and he fired Lenny Wilkens. I was like, no, this dude's getting too big for his britches. He fired Lenny Wilkens. It's like, nah, man. He started getting too big for his britches, man. And then they had Don Chaney, who was a defensive genius. He made him the head coach, and Don Chaney didn't last long. He didn't even give him a chance, fired him. And he was standing on the sideline staring at him. And I'm hearing, Stephen A. Stupid, Don Chaney's in trouble. I was like, oh, my God, man, this is too much drama. So he gave him too much power, and he didn't know how to handle it. Maybe he learned. I don't know, but don't bring him back to MSG. He didn't ruin he lost his New York Knicks privileges. That's why you got the Don up in me. And we glad the Don is there. And he know what he doing. Yeah, he know what he doing. Yeah, thank you, Joe Curry. That whole thing with Achuka Brown and him and at the same time, who was it? Stephon Marbury was having sex in the back of a pickup truck with somebody. It was buck wilding, y'all. It was buck wilding at the time. We was really in the, it was really messed up there. We really messed up there, man. Really messed up. Yeah. They were getting sued from this Brown sister, and then there was somebody speaking on Stephon because he was messing around with somebody in the back of a pickup truck or something. It was a lot of mess, man. It was a big mess. Yeah, it was an intern. Thank you, son. That's right. It was an intern at MSG. Marbury was smashing her and smashing the back of a truck somewhere. And she was looking to get paid for that little tryst. And I believe she did. She was looking to get paid for that little tryst. And I believe she did catch some loot from that. Yeah, so it was a lot of mess going on. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm saying. So now, that's what I mean. When people complain about the Knicks, I ain't trying to hear it. I got very little patience for it. What we're seeing is the most stable, the most smartest, the best organization we have seen at MSG. Like I said, since Frazier and them was on the team, since Red Holzman was coaching the team. That's the last time we had this type of stability. And not only that, if you're looking like the 90s Knicks, right? In the 90s, the NBA was much more physical than it is now. Like dudes was grabbing each other. Like you could hand check, you could grab a dude. They was doing that, right? I mean, if you remember 90s ball, when somebody get knocked to the floor, there wasn't no technical. They would just play on. You know what I'm saying? It was much more physical at that time. So then they changed the rules. That's why Golden State ended up winning the chip. They made much more touchy-feely. You got a much more lighter refereeing. You couldn't, now you can't invade the space and all that. And so it's much different. So now, like then to play ball, you needed dudes like Xavier McDaniel, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing. You needed roughneck dudes like Charlie Ward. You needed roughnecks that could be physical and play physical ball. That's what you needed at that time because that's how the game was played. But now to play great defense, Anthony Mason, thank you, Jay Snap. You needed dudes like Mace, dudes that was physical. But now you need speed and length. That's what you need now. See, then it was roughneck, physical strength. The dudes were in. All the basketball players were lifting weights. Rest in peace, Mace. That's right. All of them were lifting weights and getting muscles, and they had to be tough, man, down low. Now dudes need to be. They need to have 7-foot wingspans, and they need to be fast, quick, not fast, quick. They need to be able to get to spots and cover distance quickly, and they need wingspan. That's why you got a Mikal Bridges type dude, right? That's Mikal Bridges. That's why you got a Mitch Rob. That's the kind of guys you need like that. Guys that cover ground, that know how to play lanes, that got wingspan. Even DiVincenzo's like that too. That's what you want. Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride is 6'1", got a 6'9" wingspan, quick, covers ground. That's what you want. OG Anunoby, 7'1" wingspan. That's how you play defense in the modern NBA. Still, defense wins championships, but you have to change the strategy by how you play. You can't be quite as aggressive. Even now, when the playoffs come, the refs let them be more aggressive. I think you've seen that, right? The refs let the teams be more physical in the playoffs. They don't allow it during the season for some reason. But when you get to the playoffs, it becomes much more physical. And that's why these do something about offense is just as important as defense. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You better come out and play some defense, and you better be ready to play, 48 minutes of defense. Yeah, Starks is bagging groceries in Oklahoma somewhere. Roughneck, come up from the bricks, man, and ready to ball. That's what I'm talking about. That's New York. And now we got a 2020s version of that. That's what we got now. Got a 2020s version of that. That's what we got. So that's what I'm saying. When they was talking about Kolek, and y'all talking about Kolek, right? Let me get on my Kolek. Boy, got nice game offensively. And you think he plays New York Knicks defense? No, wait. You think he plays New York Knicks defense? Wait. I can't say that he plays NBA defense. Not forget New York Knicks defense. Do he play NBA defense? Oh, yeah. He got all-star moves offensively. I'll give you that. But we talking about winning championships, are we not? Are you talking about winning championships? Or are you talking about selling seats because, you complete a Harlem Globetrotters and pass and dribble and all that? We winning championships, baby. You know what I mean? So all of y'all talking about, he's going to steal Deuce's minutes. I was like, I can't believe y'all was actually buying into that. Some of y'all was actually buying, he's going to steal minutes from Deuce. I'm like, wait, what? What's wrong with y'all? What the hell's wrong with some of y'all? I was like, what? Damn. 100%, 100. The Knicks are legit. Even the haters know. The Knicks are legit championship contenders. 5-year plan successful. Right? Successful 5-year plan. We're good. See? So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, that's right. Ewing, Starks, Oak, Mason. Yeah. Larry Johnson later. Larry Johnson came in later. Charlie Ward came in later, like 99, I think, 98. Charlie Ward came in. What was that? Chris Childs, another roughneck. Chris Childs. What did Fizdale say? He said he threw a 2-piece on Kobe. He did too. He did. Blap. Please. That was tough NBA basketball back in the day. That was tough NBA basketball back in the day. So that's what I'm saying. Now it's speed and quickness. You got to be tough, but if you want to be successful, you got to have length, speed, and quickness on the defense end. You got to be able to get stops on the defense end. That's what I'm saying. I was like, wait. And then it was about, well, Cameron Payne's going to get major minutes. Like, y'all, because Bagley made a mistake and slipped up, and he corrected himself. He didn't get no damn major minutes. They signed him as the 10th guy. 1-year deal, $3 million, 3.5, whatever. I was like, yeah, you saw that, Guilford. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So now we back to that defensively, but we're better offensively. And that's why when you're talking about a Julius Randle and a Jalen Brunson offensively, and look, you can sleep on Mikal Bridges if you want to. He'll kill you offensively. You can sleep on Mikal if you want to. Trying to tell you. Sims fits as a starter replacement for Mitchell Robinson. That's what Sims has been for the last 2 seasons. Whenever Mitchell Robinson's out, before they got Hartenstein, they were playing Sims whenever Mitch Rob was out. Even when Hartenstein was here, they were playing Sims as the starter. But then Hartenstein started blending with that starting unit so well, Tibbs kept him in the starting unit. Then they traded and got Precious Achiuwa and now we rolling. But Sims is going to continue to start in place of Mitchell Robinson whenever Mitchell Robinson is hurt. You're going to see Sims play. Yeah. 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 So that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So you got Bridges, and I can't, Bridges, and I agree with Jabroni Z, third option, but you could easily make a case that OG is your third option as well, right? You could easily make a case. OG shoots 40% from the corners, and he's going to get a lot of wide open threes from the corners. Imagine this. Damn. And I'm excited, not just for the first unit, but the second unit. Devo, Deuce, Hart, Precious, and you can add any one of those guys. Mitch Rob, Randle, Bridges, OG, Brunson. You could add any one of those guys. That second unit is Mobb Deep is back. Yo. Mobb Deep is back. It's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, I agree. The Knicks, I think, this is the crazy thing. The Knicks got, to me, two legit all-star, all-NBA players in Brunson and Julius Randle. They got at least 3, maybe 4 legit all-NBA defenders. At least 3. Mitchell Robinson, if he plays 65 games, he's going to be on that all-NBA defensive team. Of course, OG Anunoby has been on it, and so has Mikal Bridges. And don't forget Deuce McBride. They're going to be rough, man. These guys, they're going to be rough. They're going to be rough. There's no doubt. They're going to be rough. They're going to be rough, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. 109 votes, 98% yes, 2% no. Yeah, I think we got something here. We know we got something here. Yeah, I don't keep wanting to say that, Jay Sniper, because then all of a sudden he'll miss games. If we can get 72 games from Mikal Bridges, I'm happy. 72 games. That's what I need from him. If I can get 72 from Mikal Bridges, I'm happy. He ain't got to play 82. Play 72. We good. Okay? Play 72. We good. No, I ain't forget about Dante. I told y'all. I've been mentioning Dante. I said Dante got the wingspan for his size, plays the lanes very well, and he's going to be hellified when you bring out OG, because I don't expect OG. I said this already, but you're going to expect OG to play less minutes. He's not going to play heavy minutes. He wants to get his 65 games, which means you're going to start Mikal at the 3 and then bring Devo in, and you ain't missing a beat. You're going to be rolling. You ain't missing a beat. Austin Canal says, could Josh Hart win 6th Man of the Year? Yes. He's totally capable of doing that. Totally capable of doing that. As a matter of fact, any of the 4 guys that's coming off the bench in a 9-man rotation can win 6th Man of the Year. Any 4 of them. I'm not even joking. Like, somebody asked me in January, when are the Knicks going to be championship material? I said, right now. Right now. Right now. And you see any 4 of those guys could be 6th Man of the Year. I'm telling you, any 4. Okay? Any 4 can be 6th Man of the Year. Defense, offense, they all playing. You see Josh Hart working on his shot. And you know Deuce is working. I told you. Y'all see Deuce out there? They had Deuce out there in Europe somewhere working out. I'm telling you, this is going to be... Woo! I'm excited about this year, man. I'm excited about this year, y'all. This is going to be something. All right, one more poll. Y'all ready? One more poll. You ready? All right, one more poll. Y'all ready? Here we go. Will the Knicks reach the Eastern Conference Finals this season? Will the Knicks reach the Eastern Conference Finals this season? I'm definitely a yes on that. There's no doubt in my mind. They're reaching ECF. They're reaching ECF. To me, it's them in Boston, period. Yeah, Jay Sniper, and let me qualify my answer like Jay Sniper did too. He said if they're healthy. I'm saying if I get 60 games from Mitchell Robinson, 60 games from OG Anunoby, if I get 72 games from the other three starters, which is Juju, McCall, and Brunson, and then we got our bench, they're going to the ECF. That's something. If all I need 60 games from Mitchell Robinson. I need 60 games from OG Anunoby. Yeah, I'm thinking ECF for sure. It's not going to be easy. They got, like I said, man, Indiana's going to be tough. Orlando's going to be tough. I'm not worried about Cleveland. I'm not worried about Philly. I'm not really worried about Milwaukee either. I ain't worried about Milwaukee. I ain't. Yeah, I'm not worried about Philly. I'm not worried about Milwaukee. I'm not worried about Cleveland. I'm not worried about them. It's really, or to me, the key, Orlando. You can never sleep on Miami and Boston. Those are the teams right there. You can never sleep on Miami. You just can't. Don't sleep on Miami. Yeah, right. Jonathan said, who the hell saying no, right? Hey, Jonathan, we got some Philly fans in here. We got some Nets fans in here. We got some of them fans in here too. So, yeah. Don't sleep on Miami, Joe Curry. I'm trying to tell you, any team that has a culture that Miami has, they can take guys off the street and win. I'm trying to tell you, don't ever sleep on Miami. Hakeem Jaquez, Hakeem, what's his name? Hakeem Jaquez. Don't sleep on them. They trying to tell you, don't ever sleep on Miami. Oh, I believe we're better than Philly. For sure, we're better than Philly. We're better than Philly. Then to me, Philly's overrated. To me, the Knicks, Boston, the Knicks, Orlando, and Indiana are all better than Philly. Yeah. Boston, the Knicks, Indiana, and Orlando are all better teams than the Philadelphia 76ers. To me, I think Philly's overrated. I really think they're overrated. I'm really giving them the overrated thing. I'm not sleeping on the Miami Heat because they're the Miami Heat. I never sleep on Miami. But so they could win, they may not, but you never bet against Miami. Yeah, if the Knicks, don't let them get 60 games or 65 games from OG and 60 plus from Mitch Rob, limiting his minutes to 28, 25 minutes a game. The Knicks are going to be rough, man. The Knicks are going to be rough. I'm not worried about Milwaukee. But yeah, I agree with you, Russ Reed. They're better than Philly too. I'll give it to them because they got continuity. Even though they're all old as dirt, I'll give it to them because even though they're old, they've been playing together so long, so they got the continuity. You gotta give it to them. Yeah, Maxey is that guy. He's all NBA. He's a superstar. He's that. What he got? 200 million? Did they give him 200 million? They should. If they didn't, they better give it to him. He's worth it. Maxey is that guy. Maxey is that guy. And I liked him better. I was disappointed they got quickly when they could have got Maxey. They could have got Maxey that draft, but they got quickly. And I'm not saying Quickly ain't that dude. Quickly's good, man, but I liked Maxey coming out of that draft, man. I knew Maxey was going to be good. Whoo, that boy is good, man. He's a player. He really is a player. Yeah, but the Orlando Magic, the New York Knicks, the Boston, Cleveland, Milwaukee, they're all better than Philly to me. They're all better than Philly. Yeah, they're all better than Philly. The West, I don't know, Jabroni Z. I don't like to predict that with this much parity. He's asking me who's coming out of the West. I don't like to predict it with that because there's so much parity. Oklahoma City's going to be good. Minnesota's going to be back. They're going to be good. Dallas is going to be good. They're all, there's too many good teams, man. There's too many good teams. And then you can never really sleep on the Pelicans because if Zion is healthy, they're going to be good, period. Zion is that guy. And then, of course, don't sleep on Sacramento. You got Sacramento, too. There's a lot of good teams, in the West, a lot of good teams, So if I'm looking at the West, let me see. If I'm looking at the West, right? Let me look at it. Let me see it. If I'm looking at the West, Oklahoma City, Denver. Man, how could I forget about Denver? Denver, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, Dallas, Phoenix, Sacramento. I'm going to say, I'm in no particular order. Oklahoma City, Denver, Minnesota, Sacramento. I wouldn't sleep on Houston. I'm not. The Clippers are going to be disappointing. Dallas, Phoenix. I think Phoenix is going to be disappointing. Phoenix came in sixth this season. They were the sixth team in the West. They ain't going to get any better. I don't see Phoenix doing anything. But I'm telling you, watch Sacramento, watch Houston. San Antonio, you can still beat them up, even though Wembanyama is good, but you can still beat them up. But Oklahoma City, Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, Houston, Sacramento, and then I would go with Pelicans if Zion Williamson plays. And it's hard to say. I would, if I had to pick, I'd say Oklahoma City coming out of the West. If I had to pick right now, put a gun in my head, I say Oklahoma City coming out of the West. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on the Rockets. I think the Rockets were just figuring it out last year. They're gonna be good this year, and really, Jabari Smith. He's not Paolo, but he's really good. Jabari Smith is good. Oh yeah, Jay Sniper. Thank you. See, I was missing Memphis. Don't sleep on Memphis either. That's right. Don't sleep on Memphis either. Yeah, my grandkids are Minnesota fans and Knicks fans. My son come from New York. Well, he's not from New York, but he grew up with me, so he was born in Connecticut. But he's a Giants and Knicks. So the kids are Giants and Knicks, but they all love the Minnesota as well. Yeah, don't sleep on Memphis. And I'm not real high on Zach Edey like some of y'all are, but I'm saying you add him to a superstar like Ja Morant, and then you bring back some of the guys, like you bring back Marcus Smart, you bring back let me just go there. Marcus Smart, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. You bring back some of these guys. They got Luke Kennard back. Brandon Clark, if he comes back healthy, you got enough there in Memphis to make some noise, man. So I wouldn't sleep on the Grizzlies either. Bane, that's right. You got enough in Memphis to make some noise. I was a little surprised that they traded Zaire, though. Who did they get for Zaire? They traded Zaire for somebody. Who did they get for him? What was that? What trade? Who did they do? They traded Zaire. Yeah, Mama Diake. It's like they gave him away, Zaire. I was a little surprised at that Zaire Williams was traded. I like Zaire Williams. I was surprised at that. I really was. I was a little surprised that they did that. I didn't understand that move unless that tells me there's something about Zaire I don't know. They know, but Memphis, don't sleep on them. They're going to be good this year. They got a nice 9-man rotation. If they're all healthy, they got a nice 9-man rotation. Yeah, Ja got the get problem. It depends, Michael Drake, solely on Zion Williamson. If Zion Williamson, he's another guy. If he can play 65 games, the Pelicans are going to be in the playoffs. If Zion Williamson plays 65 games, the Pelicans, because they got enough outside of him, they got enough to win. Because Zion is that dude. So if you got Zion Williamson, let me see where they at. Last year, where they finished? They finished 8th. Yeah, they finished 8th last year. So if they get who they got at the 5, who they got at the 5, I think they done traded everybody, didn't they? They traded everybody, didn't they? So they got Zion, DeJounte, Daniel Tice, Herb Jones. They got Trey Murphy III. I mean, I don't know. They got Trey Murphy III, Herb Jones, Zion Williamson, DeJounte Murray. They got enough, but they're going to need Zion to be healthy. I think they're trading. I wouldn't be surprised. Did they trade? Do y'all know, did they trade Brandon Ingram yet? I think they're going to trade Brandon Ingram. I think they're going to trade Brandon Ingram. But if they keep Brandon Ingram and he's healthy, which is a big if, they'll be good. Yeah, they'll be good. But if I am them, I trade Brandon while I can. I'm not paying him no max. I'm trading him for some solid pieces around Zion and DeJounte. I'm trading for some solid pieces if I can get them. That's what I would do if I was them. Yeah, so Brandon is still there. We'll see what happens. But if Zion is the key, if Zion is healthy, they can be pretty good. Yeah, I think he is still there, isn't he? You talking about McConnell, right? McConnell. I think McConnell's still there. Let's see. TJ McConnell, right? Not McConnell. What's the boy's name? McConnell. What is the boy's name, man? Y'all know him. They're going. Hold on. He wanted the older cats. Now, let me see. McCollum. CJ McCollum. Yeah, CJ McCollum. They still got him. He's 32, though. He's old in the tooth. He's 32. They got DeJounte Murray. They still got Herb Jones. I like him. They still got Zion, of course. Trey Murphy III. I've always liked him. They need a legit 5. This rookie ain't gonna do it. They need a legit 5. This EV, whatever his name is, he ain't ready for prime time yet. That's why they got Daniel Tice. McCollum, CJ McCollum. Yeah, they got McCollum. He's 32. They're gonna be in the thick, but they ain't gonna come out the West, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear what I'm saying? Like, they're good. They're good enough to be a playoff team, but they ain't coming out the West. Not with Oklahoma City and Minnesota and Denver. Forget it, man. Forget it. And now, you know, Dallas is clicking with Luka and them. Forget it. What's up, Chauncey? Yeah, so no, they're not gonna play Zion at the 5, Tony. Who told you that? Where you get that from? They ain't playing no Zion at the 5. I'm not saying he can't do it, but they ain't playing him at the 5. Zion's a 4, man. Playing him at the 4. I know. Yeah, Zion is really like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. He like Charles Barkley, you know. He gonna play the 4. Yeah, that's right, Joe Curry. That's what's been the problem. They don't stay healthy, you know. But if I say that's the key. If Zion stays healthy, they're gonna be a playoff team. If he's not, we'll see what happens. But Zion stays healthy, he's gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna be a playoff team. Wes Unseld, yeah, but he's the last of his kind. Wes Unseld, 6'5" MVP as a rookie. Didn't you look at his stats? Don't look like much, but you've seen him play. You know why? You know why he was MVP. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what Zion Williamson's weight is. If I'm the Pelicans, I know though. If I'm the Pelicans, I better know what his weight is. For real. Who's better, Luka or Brunson? Luka's better. Brunson is a great player. Luka is a generational talent. And there's a difference. Luka is a maestro. Luka is the dude, man. Luka is better. Look, if you look at Dallas's team last year without Luka, they're not even in the playoffs. Even with the same team with Kyrie and everybody without Luka, they're not the playoffs. But they were in the conference finals. Luka was the best player in Europe when he was 15 years old. And I'm not even exaggerating. Luka was the best player in Europe when he was 15 years old. 15. The last time you could say that about a guy that young, his name was LeBron. LeBron was the best player in basketball outside of the NBA when he was 16 years old. When he was 16, LeBron was like that. Okay, when he was 16. Same with Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was 18 playing at Michigan State. He was already one of the best players on the planet at Michigan State. He had nobody. Greg Kelser, please. He couldn't even stay in the league that long. And they went and won the NCAA. There's very few guys like that. You just don't get guys like that. And Luka is like that. Just a basketball prodigy. Just can think the game, play the game, has the size for the game, knows the game. Luka is like that. Kobe, I'm not saying Kobe wasn't a prodigy, but in my view, Kobe worked harder than any superstar except Michael Jordan. Kobe worked harder to get the greatness out of him than anybody. The work ethic of Kobe Bryant was, I wouldn't even recommend anybody work like that. It was almost maniacal. I mean, it was maniacal. So Kobe, I'm not saying Kobe wasn't a great talent. He was a tremendous talent. But Kobe's work ethic put him on another stratosphere. Yeah, he worked harder than, I don't think so. Michael Jordan didn't even make his junior high school JV team, his high school JV team. Michael Jordan worked extremely, extremely hard. No, don't say that. Michael Jordan was in fact, Kobe would call Jordan about how to work harder. AI didn't work hard. AI loved the game. AI was a gamer. AI was just talent, man. AI was pure talent. I wouldn't say he worked real hard. AI could just ball. I mean, one of the quickest players you ever seen in the league, Allen Iverson, ever. Okay. But Kobe, his work ethic was legendary. And Michael Jordan's was too. Legendary. But but look what you said, Michael Jake. He said Luka almost got swept by the Celtics. That's what you're saying. The Celtics had the team. Dallas had Luka. Dallas ain't have a team to compete with the Celtics. They had no business even being in the finals. I mean, really, look at their team. They had no business being in the finals. A rookie started at the 5. They had no business being in the finals. But they got Luka. And you said it correct. Luka almost got swept by the Celtics. It wasn't Dallas, it was Luka. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine if you gave Luka Jaylen Brown, or you gave Luka Jason Tatum, or you gave Luka Drew Holiday? What? See, that's what I'm saying. Luka is a prodigy. There's not that many of them guys. He is a basketball prodigy. Okay, he really is. Period. And I'm gonna tell you something. He hasn't reached his prime yet. He's going to be better this year. That's the scary thing about Luka Doncic. He's going to be better this year. Don't let him commit to getting in shape or anything. He's going to be ridiculous. He's ridiculous, man. So that's what I'm saying. You can't count out Dallas as long as you got Luka and now you got Kyrie with him. Can't count out Dallas. You give Luka any type of talent, he's going to take you to the playoffs. He's that kind of player, man. Well, I can't talk to you about their career. You asked me who was better, right? I can't. We were all speculating anyway, but to me, Luka's a generational basketball prodigy. Now, does Brunson work harder than Luka? Yes. Brunson works way harder than Luka. If you're talking about who works the hardest, it's not even close. It's not even close. There's no close. If Luka worked like Michael Jordan and Kobe did, he'd be having chips on his finger right now. That's how great that boy is. But as far as working hard, please, he can't compete with Brunson. Brunson worked, man. Brunson worked real hard. He is definitely very hard working guy. Okay. So but as far as talent, Luka's a prodigy, man. He just knows how to play. He's like, Good Will Hunting. He just knows how to play. Period. He's put him out there. He knows everything to do with the basketball. He had memorized your plays. He knows everything. He knows what you're about to do. He could do things that you can't do. And he could tell you what he's getting ready to do and do it, and you can't do nothing about it. Luka's bad boy, man. Luka's a bad boy. Oh, yes, Malik, thanks for asking. We getting ready to go to dinner. Matter of fact, I got to sign off soon. You just reminded me. We getting ready to go to dinner. I'm on a fruit-based diet right now, so I'm feeling really good. But today I'm having me a ribeye. My daughter, I'm taking her to my favorite restaurant, me and my wife and my mother, and I'm going to have ribeye at this joint today out here in Claremont, Florida. We're going to be enjoying it. Yeah, I'm fruit-based. I've been fruitarian a couple of times, but I've learned how to do it better over the years so that it's more sustainable. And I would have never thought to be able to still eat stuff like ribeye and chicken and still have fruit, because I thought that didn't match. It does, So I have fruit. I'm getting ready to go have me some oranges and mango right now. And then about 5 o'clock, we're going to have Right now, I use watermelon as medicine. As a matter of fact, I get a watermelon, but I like melons. I like the cantaloupes. I like honeydew melons. I like grapes. The grapes have been good. I like mangoes when they're good, but that's seasonal. I like all fruit. Right now, this year, since I've been doing this really since the end of June, it's been mangoes, oranges, tangerines, cantaloupe, and I add, like I said, I'll add some watermelon. Watermelon's more like it's delicious, but watermelon is powerful. It starts making you go to the bathroom, clean you out. So I have watermelon. I gotta go get one today. And then grapes. I like to throw, actually, I do something crazy. I put grapes with blueberries and strawberries, chop them up in a big bowl. I throw some raw cashews in there with some pistachios and a little bit of salt. Mix that mess up. Good to go. It's one of my favorite evening meals, man. I've been killing it. But yeah. I use nuts. I use cashews. My favorite ones are cashews and pistachios, but I also put some macadamias in there because I try to keep some healthy fats. I still use butter and salt, put it in coffee in the morning, drink that. But today, this afternoon, I'm getting ready to have these cheese, what them things called? Them fried cheese sticks. And I'm going to have that. And I'm going to have this ribeye, and we going to be good to go, baby. My ribeye, well done. And this restaurant does it right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, walnuts. I got walnuts. What you call them? Them big Brazil nuts. I keep all that stuff, man. Keep all of that. Keep all of that. But got our favorites, right? Yeah. I mess with no weed. I don't judge nobody that smokes weed. I believe weed is good for you. I've actually recommended it to one of my neighbors. She's sitting there shaking, and I said, "Man, you need to smoke some weed. It'll take care of that." She said, "I'm not using no illegal drugs." Poor sister, she using like 20 pills. She takes 20 pills a day. I said, "You could get rid of the weed, you got pills, and just get you a bowl of weed. You'd be in good shape." No, I'm not using that. It's like, okay, if I was shaking like that, if I had what's that disease? She got Parkinson's. If I had that, man, I'd be weeding up. I would then. But other than that, I don't really need it. I don't need it right now. Yeah, we have weed rub down stuff that I got from Mexico. That stuff is good. Yeah. She's doing good. She's really adjusting well. She just came back from South Carolina, seeing her great grandkids run track and stuff, and she's back. And I don't know what hookah is, Jay. I don't know what that is. I ain't up on it. But yeah. So I'm gonna have some fun. We're gonna eat some steak today, and we're gonna be good to go. But y'all, please be safe out there. I'm getting ready to enjoy some high jump. That's right. She be taking 20 like pharmaceuticals. And I said, and even her neighbors, these are old white people, right? All of the people on her block, she lived next to my mom. Everybody 80 years old. And her husband said, all of the neighbors use weed and my wife won't use it. I said, get out of here. He said, yeah, everybody in this neighborhood smoke weed. I said, oh, okay. I said, Betty, you need to use some weed, man. What's wrong with you? I said, no, I don't want to hear about you shaking if you ain't smoking no weed to try to calm down. If you tried it, don't work. That's one thing, but whatever. Y'all enjoy it, man. Be safe out there. And yeah, enjoy the Olympics. Man. We got a dead spot right here in August with the Knicks. We got a big dead spot, man. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Let's see what the news is or whatever. But yeah, I don't have no high blood. Thank the Most High. I don't have no high blood pressure, man. This fruit's doing me well. Stay away from processed sugar and salt and be good. Shifty Lee, what's up, man? Yeah. Anyway, shalom to all of you. Organic Fanatic, watch that brother's channel. He got it going on. Him and his crazy cousins. Talk to y'all later. So.